You know what? Actually, I think it's that I'm stupid. I think it's that I'm dumb. Hey, what's up? Hello, it's Katie Colson here. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk about my Patreon book club pick for the Smut Salon for the month of April. Wow. You see the processing speed there? Like, I genuinely don't even know what day it is, or apparently what month it is. But this was the pick for this month, and it is a horror kind of, not sci-fi, but like ocean horror creature, almost like magical realism kind of thing, where you're not really sure what's going on. It's disgusting, disformative, it is so creepy, but then there's also a lot of layers to the story, and something I'm going to warn you about in this video is that I was not smart enough to catch on to them. I'm just going to let you know that now, so that when you're watching it and you're like, Katie, what are you talking about? It's because I didn't know what I was talking about, because I didn't get it until after I finished it, and then I was looking up what things meant, and I was like, that's what was happening. So if you want to watch a girl be completely confused for like 200 something pages, then here you go. And this is following a gay couple, Leah and Miri. And Miri is a underwater researcher, like underwater explorer. And she has done a couple of these experiments where she goes in submarines to collect data underwater. But they're going on this deep sea submarine trip, and it's supposed to only last for like a couple days to like 2 weeks max, and something goes wrong, and it ends up that they are under the water at the bottom of the ocean for 6 months, which is terrifying, especially because it's completely black, like all around them. They can't see anything. They don't know if anybody's coming to help them. Nobody knows where they are. Like, their location is turned off. Their comms are turned off. They can't talk to anybody, and they don't know what's going to happen, and they're just presuming that they are going to die. But 6 months after they hit the bottom of the ocean, for somehow, which we'll talk about later, somehow they go back up and are rescued. And Leah, Miri's wife, is trying to help her reacclimate to the modern world, but Leah is not acting right. And Miri is not acting right. And Leah is like, okay, well, maybe it's like the compression that like she wasn't used to, like being out in like the normal, like, what am I talking about? Like the compressiveness of being underwater. Maybe it's that, like it's a decompression. And then she's like, okay, well, maybe it's like PTSD. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But then Miri starts doing like really weird shit, like throwing up like copious amounts of water, and then she's always sitting in the bathtub, but it has to have salt in it, and she's always drinking salt water, and it's just freaking creepy, and she like doesn't really talk, doesn't really say anything. And Leah is like, okay, I spent 6 months thinking that my wife was probably dead, and then I got her back only to slowly be losing her again, and it's wild. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the conversations you're about to see me have about this book, because when I tell you, I did not understand anything that was happening. So hopefully this is a fun time. Okay, let's jump into it, because wow. For some devilish reason or another, I am being held back from buying Our Wives Under the Sea by God himself. God herself. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I tried to get it on a book depository, and they were sold out. And then when they did have it, it was like $40 or something. And I was like, what? Because I want, the right cover. I don't think that the US cover is ugly, but it doesn't make any sense for what the book is about. Like, it literally makes no sense. So I want the UK cover, as everybody does, duh. And I couldn't get it. And then I looked on Pango Books, and it was either not there, or when it was, super expensive. So I went on Waterstones, and it was there, and I was like, I'm going to wait. I don't remember why I was waiting in the beginning, but I was waiting like a couple days. And when I went back, the website was down, and it was down for 3 days. And then now the last 3 days that I've been checking and the website's been up, it's out of stock. And I'm like, is this a universe telling me I'm not going to like this book? So here's what I'm going to do. I downloaded the ebook, and I'm going to start it on my iPad right now doing sprints. And I'll let you know what I'm thinking about the beginning, because it is a relatively short book. It's like 230 pages, I think. So I'm gonna let you know what I think of like the first chapter or first so-and-so pages. So let's get going. Okay, back again. I have read 24 of the 228 pages. So it says I'm 11% in. Okay, here's the thing. If I had not known what the summary was, I would be like so freaking intrigued, so like compelled, like what the fuck's going on? But since I know the summary, I'm like, okay. I've heard people talk about it. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad. I'm just not like super invested. And I think that that could happen. I'm 11% in, you know? I'm just not super in it. And it might be because, oh my God, I just read Rouge by Mona Awad. And I hated it. Like, I can't talk too loud because I'm so upset. Anyway, yeah, so I'm 24 pages in and I'm enjoying it. Not obsessed. I might stop here and read more of it later. You know, it's the same day. Much later. I am on page 56, so I'm 25% of the way in, because again, this book is fairly short. And I'm feeling similarly, where I'm like, okay. I am not finding the writing the way that a lot of other people have described it, as being like so amazing, like breathtakingly told. It's good writing, but it's not anything to write home about, in my opinion, for me personally, and it's okay. Like, I'm a fourth of the way through the book, and I think it's okay. Unfortunately. That's very sad. I have 75% of the way to go, though, so, like, things should turn around. And I do think that Leah's point of view is very interesting. Like, any chapters with her, I find very interesting, because they're the only ones where we're actually getting any sort of plot development and understanding. Where Miri, while I totally understand her blight and her emotional chapters, nothing's happening. So for me, like, the action is just not there. Like, I'm not intrigued, but it's not bad. Like, I don't want this to make it seem like it's bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll catch you some other day. Hi, it is can you tell? No? Good. What time of night it is? I read another couple chapters of Our Wives Under the Sea. It's been several days since I talked to you last, because I did not have any, like, motivation, really, to pick this up. And I'm struggling to think of how I want to talk about this, because I'm 33% of the way in. I was 25% of the way in, I think, last time I spoke to you, so I'm not, like, a great deal more into it. But I want to try to surmise my current thoughts, and that is that I think that I went into this with the wrong expectation. I heard about this book from so many people and so many glowing reviews, and when I went into this book, I went in with the expectation that no matter what, the writing was going to keep me going. And I do want to clarify, because other people have talked about how amazing the writing is for this book. I'm not saying it's bad. It is not bad. The writing is good, but it's not like something to write home about. Like, I don't know. Am I missing something? Like, people are talking about that this is one of the most well-written, beautifully worded books they've ever read. I don't know. I'm comparing this to Olivia Blake, and it doesn't even come close. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I just don't understand. And I do really love that it's a lesbian relationship. I think that's amazing. And I also, this is the thing that's getting me, is that if I did not go into this book with the preconceived notion that I was not going to get any conclusive answers, then I would be so invested. But based on the way that people talk about this book, it seems, which I don't know, this is not a spoiler, I have no idea, but it comes across to me like we are not going to get actual answers for what's going on. And I'm not okay with that, because if I was talking about a book like I'm Thinking of Ending Things or The Cabin at the End of the World, where it is kind of open-ended, or it's more like a question of like, what do you think happened? That's how people kind of frame this book to be, that's how it's going to end. And based on the way it's written, that is not what I want. That's not what I want, because what is happening? Like, it isn't like I have ideas of like, oh, it could be this or this or this. No, I have no idea what's going on. Like, I feel like the author is kind of making me feel like an idiot, like a little bit like an idiot. I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like this book is really good, and I am accidentally shitting on it for like no reason. Again, I do not think it's bad. I just think it's a little bit boring. And I'm not really invested. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not even halfway through the book yet. I'm gonna finish it, obviously, and I'll get back to you with more thoughts. But as of right now, I'm bored. Hello. Was I in this angle? Was I in the kitchen cabinet the last time I talked to you? I think I was. Anyway, it is a new day, and I am like 51% of the way through Our Wives Under the Sea. And I will say that I'm liking it a little bit more now because Leah, so it's Leah and Miri. Leah's point of view, who was the woman who went into the submarine, I like her point of view because to me personally, I like her more than Miri. Not that I don't dislike Miri, no, but I like Leah. I like her personality. I like her point of view. And obviously we're not getting as many point of views from her because all the point of views we get from her is from the past. And while I don't think we're going to get any answers, which is very frustrating, but I don't know. I just like her presence. I like her. Anyway, well, I'm not going to say I'm like enjoying it because it's fine. Whatever. Hopefully I change my tune by the end. But I got my bonfire. I got my merch. Okay, so in another video that hopefully you've already seen, I got the black outline in like the tan beige-ish shirt of the Medusa Was Framed, which I did for like a limited time on my Patreon because I know that they are understanding and that they love me. So if it didn't turn out well, they would be more likely to forgive me than the general masses, and I didn't want to disappoint anybody. So the black outline, let me tell you, the color of the tan shirt, why did I do that? Like beige on me? Like 2 shades away from my actual skin tone? What am I talking about? Or like a shade, honestly, or half a shade. But I want to try and tie-dye it because I think that would look really sick. And if not, I'm going to give it to my niece because I know that she wants it so freaking bad. But this one is the white outline in the racerback tank top. And I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm very excited. Okay, well, what presentation did that just show up to? Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Oh my God, it's so soft. Bonfire. Oh, this is like air. Like, it's like soft air. It's so lightweight. Like, this is amazing. Okay, I'm not shitting you right now. Like, I'm not hyping myself up. This feels so good. Like, it feels so good. Did any of y'all get the racerback? Because this material, amazing. Okay, let me try it on. Show you what it looks like. Ooh, this is a good fit. Okay, so I'm wearing the small, by the way. And just for a reference, this is sickening. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy not to be disappointed in myself. Like, I'm so happy to be actually proud of myself. Like, this is cool. This is cool. I'm obsessed. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to show you this and give you a little update on Our Wives Under the Sea. So I am going to go, but if you got merch, please tag me. Please take a photo of yourself in it and tag me. Like, I need to know. Okay, anyway, good night, and I will hit you back up when I am farther into the book. I finished Our Wives Under the Sea last night, and I went to sleep. Woke up thinking I would have clearer thoughts. Did not. Went and read the last 40 pages again. Thought I would have clearer thoughts. Thought maybe I'd missed something. No. But anyway, I'm going to collect my thoughts because I feel like I'm about to disappoint so many people. Okay, guys. I'm sure you already know because I filmed the intro in which I explained my stupidity. I didn't enjoy this book, okay? So I'm not going to take that back. I didn't enjoy it, but I just went on a deep dive on the internet looking up the themes of this book, what the ending meant, what was going on, what Julia Armfield was going for. And when I did that, a lot of this book made a lot more sense. Things that apparently other people got right off the bat that I was not getting it. And I read this book physically. Like, I physically read it. Well, I mean, I digitally read it. I read it on ebook. And then I went back and read the ending of it again on audio to see if I was really like missing something. And while some things did become more clear on me doing that, it did not solidify much. So I am going to have a spoilery part here in just a second discussing what's going on in this book. And the beginning of it isn't really spoilery, but it is if you're somebody like me who's a freaking dunce and doesn't understand the meanings of this book. So I will tell you that I'm going to end up giving it 3.5 stars when I was going to give it 2.5 stars. But after I realized some of the things that Julia Armfield was going for and that it was me and not the book, I wanted to bump it up, but I cannot justify giving it even a 4 because I didn't care. And I didn't think that the writing was that great. Like now that I know the meaning, I think that it was beautiful, but the writing, everybody says it's so stunning and lyrical. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's anything to write home about. Like it wasn't enough. The writing wasn't good enough that it made me not care about the plot being stagnant. So that's my hot take. Sorry. Like we get Leah oh my God, now I'm forgetting which one's which. Wow. This is embarrassing. What have I been saying the wrong person this whole time? Anyway, okay, 3.5 stars. Now let's go into some spoilers real quick because what is going on? Okay, leave now if you have not read this book. Bye-bye. Okay, so the broad overview of what's going on in this book is it is about grief, and it is about how Miri's mother went through dementia and she slowly lost her, and then now Miri herself is slowly, I swear to God, which one is Miri and which one is Leah? I'm sorry, I've got to go check. I swear to God, if I've been saying Miri was the one in this freaking submarine this whole time, I'm gonna be so mad. Anyway, okay, so Miri's mother died of dementia, or she died, but she went through really heavily That was terrifying. Okay, she struggled and suffered with dementia, and Miri had to slowly lose her, and then now she's dealing with the same thing with her wife, because her wife comes back, and what happened, okay, is that at the very end of this 6 months, they're looking out the window, and an eye appears, this giant eye. We never see what it's attached to. We don't know what kind of animal it is. We are just basically vaguely described that it is nothing they've ever seen before, and we're presuming that it is something that human beings have never seen before, and that it is so big that all they see is the eye, and the eye staring at them. And Leah, oh my God, I'm gonna slap myself. Leah writes her name down on a piece of paper and puts it up to the glass, and the eye like looks at it, and then all of a sudden the submarine just turns back on and they float up to the top of the ocean. That part, I was like, okay, I get what you were going for with this book, but that didn't make any damn sense. Also, like, you're telling me that all this stuff that happens to Leah afterward is because an animal looked at her? Now, if you had told me that some water had like gotten into the bow or something and she'd ingested it and it was like some deep down virus, like bacteria at the bottom of the ocean that humans have never come in contact with, that I could get behind. But the animal just looking at her, and all of a sudden she's like infected with this like creepy ass disease. And basically what's happening is that she's been infected with something that is solely oceanic, and it is making it so that she cannot live on dry land. And we are also following Miri not understanding what's happening to Leah and not really asking her about what's going on because she's so afraid and not able to and get help for her and not really knowing anybody to reach out to. So she is unwittingly kind of making this happen faster because she's not really doing not that she's not doing anything. She's trying to take care of her, but she doesn't know what she's doing. And this is a really good depiction of that not all characters are detectives and they're not all action heroes. And she's not like slinging her over her shoulder and rushing her to the hospital because Leah's like, I don't want to go to the hospital. And Miri's like, okay, then I won't take you if that's not what you want. But of course, if this was like a Hollywood movie, she would be thrown over her shoulder and be like, I don't care what you want, we're going. So that was very entertaining. I'm not entertaining. It wasn't entertaining, but it was interesting. And then at the very end, Leah's face is like sliding off. Like literally her eyes are like gone and it's just holes in her face. How? Fuck if I know. And her face is sliding off and Miri like bundles her up in towels and walks her into the ocean and she disintegrates. She disintegrates. And she disintegrates into the ocean. What are you talking about? Like, okay, here's the thing. I get that it was a symbolism of like loss and that she was setting her free, I guess. But I was like, I would have thought that she was going to go live in that damn ocean, or at the very least that the monster was like going to come up and like snatch her and eat her or something, but no. So that, I did not love that. I did not love that. Now, you know, again, this is all for a purpose. It's all for a reason. And it just wasn't for me. And I didn't get it. And I don't feel like reading the entire book again to see if I'm going to like it more than I did the first time, which I probably would, but I wouldn't like love it. So I'm sorry you had to sit through this. I'm sorry you had to sit through me being a dunce and negative and then still not really enjoying it. I apologize. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you want to join the Patreon, if the girls that know, know. I'm hoping to do more stuff like this in the future because I did just get something really cute commissioned, like art commissioned for me for the Patreon. So I can't wait to show you guys. So cute. So hopefully that will be coming very soon. And if you want to follow me on Goodreads or Instagram, those links are also down below, as well as a myriad of other links to help support this channel in many different ways. If you've gotten this far into the video, what should we leave? I would say an ocean emoji, but like it sounds too on the nose. Is there like an ocean monster? Just leave a dragon. Just leave a dragon because it's the closest to a Loch Ness monster that I can possibly think of. Okay, thank you so much. I will catch y'all in a video coming very soon. Bye.
Look of a plane, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess. What's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon.